All right, what's up, folks? Welcome to Foreign and Domestic. It is good to be here. We have an illustrious panel with us this evening, and everyone in the side chat popping off already. Good to have everyone out there. And I'm going to go down to American Hillbilly. Are you going to start off right, so, or you do it? Start us off with the pledge.
All right, buddy. You want me to start it?
Yeah. Go ahead, brother.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America. I'm sorry, I didn't know if we're doing.
Yeah, keep going, buddy. You got it.
Oh, Hillbilly, you can keep going.
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't know what exactly. I'm sorry. I apologize.
You're good. Go ahead, buddy.
I pledge allegiance to the United States. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America. I'm sorry. I'm like lost train of thought here, guys. I apologize.
So let you stand. One nation, under God,
indivisible, liberty, and justice for all.
All right, there we go.
I'm sorry, I was put on the spot. I didn't know what was going on. I apologize. I didn't know if you wanted me to start it and then somebody else, do the next deal or what. I apologize.
No, we always have someone start off, brother.
Yeah,
you're good.
Yeah, we enjoy putting somebody on the spot because they always mess it up.
That's just the beginning of the hazing.
It worked.
You forgot to say, gentlemen, start your engines.
There you go. Yeah.
That part I knew for sure. Yeah.
All right. With that being said, Allen, you got some blue going on over there, brother. What's going on, man?
Yeah, I started last night on Rich 1911 or whatever the man is calling himself these days on his chat of setting up the XL 750. It did come with a couple of bells and whistles. It is a used unit, but there's a lot of you can't hardly tell that it's a used unit. So putting this dang thing together and I started last night, got a bit into it, and then had a little bit of issues that kept me occupied the rest of the night and half the morning while the girlfriend was here. That was lovely. But if I can actually get my ducks in a row here, currently out in the participants list, it says that we've got the YouTube auditor, go eat a bowl of dicks. JH586 out there, Mark Thomas, Tactical Fud, Woods, glad to see everybody so far out there. It's coming together slowly, starting to work the dies now.
Awesome. Good deal, man. Good deal. Pops, what's going on, man? We haven't seen you in a while. What's been happening with you? How's the job going? How's life, man?
Life is as good as it can be. The job is 8 months in, and I'll be honest with you, I'm not sure I'm going to make it to 12 months, but I have a backup plan, and we'll just see where it goes. I'm not sure that what happens in my life from here on out is YouTube worthy. So I'll keep my boys that are the farmers. I'll keep you guys posted. We'll just see what happens. But as far as life, I shoot my local match every Saturday, first Saturday of every month, and that's all I got going for me. And that's my life in firearms right now. It's my local match. So I'm still winning every fucking match almost. So I'm not I'm not losing my edge by any means, so that's a good thing. So
Yeah, that's good, man. That's good. That's good. Travis, what's going on, man? We haven't had you on in a long time.
Yeah, like I said earlier, long-time viewer, first-time panelist, but no, it's been a couple of years since I've been on with you guys. But no, I appreciate the invite. It was good catching up with you guys all last night over there at Hillbilly Ups show. And man, I'm just staying busy, just doing my podcast on Saturday mornings and on YouTube and putting out content, going to the range a lot. A little cold outside right now, so but I still bundle up and go anyway. Otherwise, that's about it, man. I got my day job and I stay pretty busy with that, so I head out when I can and reload when I can, and that's pretty much it. So yeah.
Awesome, man. Daniel, how are you healing up, man?
Oh, really? There's nothing to hold up. Everything's healing up really good. Just waiting on the bones to knit completely so I can start running and making sharp cuts. Because I don't know, Pops, if you know this or not, but I'm going to start shooting competition here this spring.
Nice.
And
nice.
I had some surgery. It alleviated all the spinal pain. So I haven't even taken ibuprofen in 3 days. And usually it's maybe an ibuprofen twice a week or something. That's if I overdo it and lift something heavy and aggravate it. But it's all looking great. So I just spent yesterday and about 20 minutes today down there reloading bullets, bringing up my stock. Oh, yeah. Thanks for having me on, and the folks in the panel, don't bore me. I mean, I'm sorry, not the panel, but the side chat. Don't bore me. Keep me entertained, and I'll be quiet.
It happens. We're gonna bore someone at some point. We can't please everybody out there.
A lot of pressure being on this panel. I'm kind of worried. I don't know.
So, Hillbilly, other than putting you under pressure, under fire right off the get-go, how you doing, man?
I'm doing great, buddy. Oh man, yeah, I caught me with my pants down there. Anyway, now I've just been doing some videos. Got a few shorts coming out here and there. Kind of new to hosting a live. Last Wednesday was my first time. I filled in for Chris from 740, and that kind of started off bass backwards, but we got together and made it through there. And so last night we did another one, and I really had a lot of fun. I think, you guys is on. There's several people, in the side chat, and we just had a blast. So I'm looking forward to, I think, going ahead and trying to do one every Saturday night at that time. So
Nice.
If people want to be on and enjoy it, we'll have fun until it stops.
Absolutely, man.
hey, can I talk about AllenBePro and his Blue Wonder there?
Absolutely, please do.
What are you trying to do there?
Let's blow him up so we can see what he's trying to do.
Yeah. Okay, so can I make some observations?
Fire up, man.
Okay, so there's no brass and there's no powder. So he's somewhere in the middle, which is great. I've loaded a fucking million rounds on this thing, and I just would love to be right there, like 3 feet from him, and just be able to help him. But I can't. So what are you trying to do?
You're muted, Alan. Unmute yourself.
No, I was actually just setting my bar over here. It's hunky dory. I'm going to just go ahead and skip the bullet drop, which would be a powder alarm, because I'm going to use one of these, do my flatchets, as my projectile drop.
All right, don't do a projectile drop for the first 1,000 ones.
Okay.
So what you want to do is, don't put a powder alarm on, right? So you're getting to know the machine, right? So every time you see the bullet, you look inside the case, right? So that's your opportunity to determine, yep, the powder's there, you set the bullet. don't use a bullet set, bullet feeder, anything at all right away. Like that's not what's important. What's important, it's not the speed, it's the quality, right? So don't use a bullet feeder in any capacity.
I would second that, and I'll tell you that the speed comes regardless without having one.
Yeah, I'm going to end up. I know I'm going to end up using it eventually, but yeah, I still want to be able to pull that case out, be checking my powder drops, making sure this thing is dropping the right amount of business.
Yeah,
I also want to be able to get accustomed to visually checking.
See, here's the thing that you're going to notice is different between that press and the square deal. There's a lot of differences on that press you're going to notice. And the first one you're going to see is going to be when you're resizing it and when you're putting a new primer in there. You're going to have to really feel for that primer because that's a whole different ballgame. And then once you get past that, and then you got to work on your flare and everything else, it's just slow little steps and get that. Once you get yourself a dummy round put together, you're good to go. But you just got to take your time, watch every case.
The good news is that is the best press on planet Earth to reload ammunition. I don't give a shit who tells you about any other press, even if it's a Dillon 1050, 1100. That is the finest press on planet Earth.
Why are you waiting for me to say something about the Hornady lock and load? I'm a Hornady guy.
I disagree. I'm not going to shove it in your face, but listen, the amount of quality ammunition that I have to load determines the best press, and that is the finest press there is. I'm sorry. I
will tell you, when I first started loading on the Dillon, I had all kinds of problems getting it going. And most of the issues I had was primers flipping sideways. And once I got a feel for it, slowed down because I was going too quick. Once I slowed down and got a feel for it, I can tell exactly when that's going to happen and stop.
Okay.
Continue on.
Fuzzy's got a point.
The Dillon press requires you to be talented. Okay? I'm sorry, but if you're not talented at certain things, at like feel and like, these things, it doesn't work, right? And then most of the poor reviews come from people that are just like not talented at reloading on the Dillon press.
Okay, now, I've never touched a Dillon.
I'm not shaming Daniel on this because he's a very talented reloader. But the Dillon press requires an extra 10%. That's all I'm saying.
See, now I've never touched a Dillon, not even somebody else's Dillon. I am not going to touch somebody else's tools. I just know that Fuzzy has a point.
We'll get you up here one day and you can touch my tool.
Okay. Fuzzy has a point about the best press out there is the RCBS. He put the rocker, but maybe he's talking about the rock checker. Who hasn't started their first press is that single stage rock checker, that RCBS.
I have 3 of them. He's right. But I can make more ammo at the same quality with a 650. So.
But the rock checker is the gateway drug.
100%. 100%.
All of it's a gateway drug, man. Once you get started reloading, there's no stopping.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, and I'll add to that. There's no end to reloading. Like you think I'm gonna get into reloading. Yeah, that's gonna be great. Well, you almost cost yourself more money in life by doing that, but you gave yourself more options, right? I mean, let's face it. There's no one that reloads here that says, "Oh, I'm just doing it for the money." And
no, I mean, look, I have 5-6 presses. I don't know. I've lost count. I got a bunch of presses. I got 3 different benches. I have multiple cabinets that are all just filled with either brass, primers, bullets, bullet molds, you name it. I got all kinds of stuff, and it's all paid for itself. You know, there's a lot of money invested there, but it's all paid for itself.
See, I'm already far enough into the damn rabbit hole with reloading that I don't even want to start with that whole casting business. That's going to be another animal altogether.
Oh,
I mean,
so I'm going to send.
I got
get you
into
a pot
it
in the
because
bell
of
and a bullet mold in
guy.
the bell.
Hey,
that guy is the one that got me into it, and it's he. You know, it's one of those things where this little Lee over here just showed up at my door, and it was all over from there out. Now I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different presses. Yeah, a whole chunk of one of the largest rooms in my place is dedicated to nothing but loading.
If most of you guys don't know, that's his kitchen.
right.
Or it was. It used to be.
Yeah,
it's good. It's got to make most of my videos in the kitchen.
casting is like that's like the people that live in Alaska to be free, right? Like like you can be free in America, your own thing, but the people that seek freedom that will live like way the fuck up in Alaska, those are the people that cast bullets, right? That's the mentality, right? Like you don't have to cast your own bullets. You can buy coated bullets in bulk and not bother with casting. Now, the knowledge to be able to cast bullets is priceless, right? And I feel like the people that cast their own bullets, they're gods, right? Like they own it all, right? Maybe you have the power to make your own primers. Maybe so, but me, honestly, I feel like I'm not there yet, right? I have primers. I could buy a cheap fucking bunch of bullets, and I make my own loads at the cheapest amount possible. So you have to determine your participation level.
It's your level of investment. How much?
Yeah,
how much time do you want to invest?
Yeah, your level of participation. Are you just gonna save money, or are you just gonna like are you gonna go all in? Like all in would be like Daniel right there. Like I'm surprised he doesn't make charcoal and fucking make his own powder and stuff like that. Like
as a kid, I made charcoal. We used to make in high school. We used to make cannons in shop class, and
he truly is a god. I didn't even know this until tonight. This is great.
Well, I do everything I can to cut ties with manufacturing that I can to not just I don't do it all the time, but I develop and learn how to do it. A lot of the stuff like with Jamie and stuff.
One of the biggest things I like that Daniel did in the past year was his garden. If you guys haven't seen his garden, what kind of garden is that again, Daniel?
That's permaculture.
Permaculture.
Kind of like back to the garden, the Eden garden or whatever. It just keeps regenerating because you let the tomatoes fall off, and so you reseeds, and you got tomatoes coming up the next year. Whatever you want growing the next year, so you cut yourself off to having to go to the greenhouse and buy more plants. It just keeps coming up, and you just arrange it. But I just did that by all the first it was rabbit poop and straw and goat poop and straw, and that's chicken poop and straw, and just keep building it up. And I've doubled the size of it just about every year since I started it.
So what Daniel is saying is he's got a bunch of straw and shit.
Hey, Daniel, I don't want to blow up your head, but it takes way more talent to do that than it does to make fucking 9mm ammunition out of some bullshit that we pull together.
When you're taking the time and you're making your own food, growing your own food, doing all that shit, absolutely, 100%.
Well, I did that because getting physical, doing stuff, it was hurting me too much for too long. And I had to have some hobbies to keep from going insane. Spend a half hour over here standing up doing stuff, then a half hour sitting at my bench. It's just, or else I turned my TV off because I don't watch that crap no more. Just getting outside, doing things, living.
Dude, I'm with you there. I'm with you there. Scotsman, I appreciate you putting that video out on Midas. That was pretty.
I'm glad you brought that up. So I'm going to make myself sick tonight, folks. And it's all for the love of Midas and the love of you people out there. Yes, I said you people. I'm taking one for the team, guys. I'm telling you right now. I don't ever do this, but this is for Midas. His choice.
That was the
Champagne
highlight.
of beers.
Yeah.
So if you guys, some of you guys know, but some of you guys don't know, I have stomach problems, and I'm telling you right now, this is gonna turn it like a son of a bitch. But if you all would, if you got something handy, let's do a toast to Midas.
Might as well be.
To Midas,
Fire
great AK operator and fire star there ever was. Cheers.
Skull.
Ugh.
Man, the first time he came to the farm, I only knew him from YouTube, and it's funny how you think you know somebody and then they show up in your life and you're like, well, fuck, man, this guy's a little more special than I thought. It's like you can't talk to somebody on YouTube. You can't do it. You cannot fucking get to know. I know you guys, a lot of you guys that are probably on this panel think you know each other. You don't really know each other. And I know some of you do. But when Midas showed up at the farm, it was a different experience. And he fucking almost burned down. No, wait, that was my brother-in-law. He almost burned down.
One of the greatest things I ever saw being on the farm with Midas was 25 feet high, somewhere along there. I mean, the freaking flames were huge. And we're sitting next to the camper, or standing next to the camper. I go to sit in my chair, and my chair is literally melted. It's so freaking hot. And then we look at the camper behind us, and the poles are melting. The whole the freaking tarp coming out. Yeah, you want to talk about hot? It was hot.
Yeah, that he had a unique way about him that nobody could ever produce, and I will never forget. I'll never forget that. He was amazing, and
He was one of the most genuine people you would ever meet.
Anyone here on planet Earth could have gotten to know him on YouTube, but those of us that got to know him in person. We got a gift.
Absolutely, man. And his love for the AK and all the rest of it, it kind of passed on. I picked one up because of him and El Tanda. And I say El Tanda because I won one of El Tanda's giveaways a few years back. And I picked an AK package, an upgrade package. So I finally got an AK here, I don't know, about a year or so ago. And I haven't done a video on it yet, but we'll get there. But I did all the upgrades already that I got from El Tanda. And I was talking with Midas about what I needed to get, the scope I want on there, and all the rest of it. So we're going to get that taken care of here soon and finish that project up. But, if it wasn't for Midas, I probably wouldn't be having an AK, man.
I will say he was my gateway to the AK platform, and I've done competition shoots with him from then. I've done a lot of crazy shit. I've done long range stuff, proving him wrong. I've done it all, and all on his behalf. I just feel like he was the master, and I love the fact that he introduced me to it.
Absolutely, man. Yeah, and I haven't talked to Chuck here recently. Daniel, I see you're talking with Red October out there. I got to text Chuck and make sure he's doing okay, too.
Yeah.
I haven't talked to Chuck in a little bit. Yeah, Red, he was absolutely level-headed all the time, grounded, helped other people stay grounded for sure, man. He, like I said, he was genuine, down to earth, one of the best guys you'll ever meet.
Amen.
I mean, heck, the first time I met him on the farm, it was instantaneous, just like that. I mean, like we've known each other forever.
You said one particular word in there that totally stands out with Midas. Genuine. I mean, that dude didn't put on a front ever. There was nothing fake about him. There was no character. That wasn't that what you saw, that was Midas, period.
Yeah,
Absolutely, 100%.
What was funny was his videos were highly edited, and I always thought that they were really awesome. And then the first time he came up, to the farm and we got to know him, I'm like, this, he's the same guy. Like, he wore a backpack all the time. He had the gloves on all the time. He was an operator all the time, and I don't know. It was just funny how he didn't. There was no difference in who he was online versus who he was. It was amazing. I was like, because I've run into a lot of people that are like, oh, you're this guy, it's like, it's a little different, blah, blah,
Right.
blah.
And it was funny the first time I saw him up on the line, and he's got his gloves on, man. He's out there doing the full freaking 9 yards. Like, okay, I guess this is how he is, really. Here we go.
Yep.
That's who he was, man. When he operated, he operated. He didn't mess around.
Yep. I miss him tremendously. He's a great person.
It was probably one of the hardest things that I've had to do is try and go through and pick a video to pick some AK footage from. I didn't want to just do a fire for him. I wanted to try and pick up some footage from one of his videos of him shooting, and then some fire, and I couldn't think of anything better than to pick the farm and find the farm video. And
I'm just glad I'm glad his videos are still available.
I'm in the process of downloading them all, along with other people too, Mr. Holster and the whole 9 yards. That's a process, folks. But I'm downloading all of them. I'm taking care of all of that, saving everything. It's a lot of time, but it's happening. So,
what was his channel called? Can we get a link out there? Is it still up?
Yeah, it's still up. Let me pull it.
Might as well be.
Yeah.
I'll pull it up.
There's a couple people out on the side chat saying that they had missed him or just found out who he was or didn't know about him. So we've got a few new people here tonight too, watching.
See, the one time I got to go down the farm and stuff, I mean, Midas was the number one person that I wanted to see when I went down there, because we would go back and forth, not in a mean way like that, but I'd make some video trolls. I would poach some of the stuff and then I would re-edit it and just back, going through there. I was able to talk here, but it's still not meeting the person. And he got taken way too early.
Man, I'll be honest with you. One of the reasons I bought that property was, in the back of my mind was I can bring people here, and I did. And it was great. It was awesome. And now it's gone. And what we got is what we got, so.
Yep. And we're all fortunate. And I say it time and time again, man, I was blessed to be invited, blessed to be a farmer, and blessed to know all you guys. It's an incredible thing that happened over the years, and to know so many of you, it really is. It's just an incredible thing.
Yeah. Well, I appreciate everyone that came there, and we blew the fuck out of that place.
We did.
We fucked that property up. It was awesome. It was like, it was next level shit. It was so awesome, and I appreciate everyone that helped me do that.
Yeah, he was great. We had the CZ virus wars and all that there.
Yeah,
that was good times on doing those VRs.
Absolutely, man.
Yep. He was a Glock and an AK guy. To the core. But he didn't care if you love some other platform. He was open-minded, but he had his thing. He had his fucking thing. And and you got to respect the guy that owns and not only owns what he loves, but loves what he owns. Like he really handled the AKs and the Glocks well. Like he was a good operator, you know.
Yep.
And if you're gonna hate on another platform, at least own your own. And he fucking did that, right? Like that's what he did. So that was cool.
That's it. Absolutely. Hell, even the first time you set up a competition for us out there, and he ran the freaking Glock, dude. He ran it like a champ. He might have had some problems, but he ran it like a champ.
Yep. And we didn't put so. I mean, I think the only regret was we didn't video enough shit from the farm. You know, even though we did video a ton of stuff. I
We
feel
did a
like
lot of live streaming though too. You know, we did a lot of live fires and stuff like that, and
yeah.
throwing the ammo in, that was always a good one.
And we never forgot that Midas was the fire god at the farm. But I always, you know, it was a double-edged sword, right? So everyone that came to the farm, I think we enjoyed the time there, and we really had a fun time. And it's what we didn't share that almost made it special, right?
Oh yeah, I mean, just all the times, like just the cooking the food and hanging out and eating food together. You know, with SoCal out there, cooking the steaks and all the rest of it, man. I mean, that was some of the best times. Just hanging out, talking around a fire and eating food.
I got to be
Going
SoCal's
from tent
gopher.
to tent, spooning separate guys.
I mean, one of the best ones was when KB went to bed early, and we're all up still, and we got fireworks going off, and we all go in and we raid KB's tent. Oh yeah, we got that motherfucker up.
What? How many of y'all were here when we set the neighbor's farm on fire?
Oh shit.
Oh, that was your brother-in-law again, wasn't it?
Yes. Yeah.
I don't think you were there that year, Daniel.
I wasn't there, but I heard all about it.
That was you were there the year after that.
Mhm.
Shooting tracers into hay bales? What the hell were you doing?
Well, we shot a flare off. There was a parachute flare, and the wind took it into the neighbor's property, and it set the place on fire. Yeah. So we called him from that day forward. His nickname was Captain Flare Gun.
Commander.
That didn't solve the problem. So Rick is your six covered. You know, he's a firefighter, and we had the golf cart, and we were shoveling water, and we were stomping the fire out across the. But it was a bonding moment for sure. You know, it's like we almost burned the whole fucking plant down. You know.
Yeah, and he got along well with Midas.
And then the next day, the plane surveyor kept going around and around.
Oh yeah, big time.
Because we had the next door neighbor's farm. I think it was still on fire. I'm glad I sold that place.
Was that the same year that we woke up one morning and there were guys out hunting deer with dogs?
Yeah, it could have been. I can't remember it. Yeah, well, one year, I mean, there was all these dogs running everywhere, and I'm like, fuck, we could just blown them to pieces because they were downrange. These fucking dogs were downrange.
Yeah, they came right on the range, man. It's crazy.
Through the property, and I mean, I guess they don't care about their dogs or what have you, but yeah, it was. Man, there were so many interesting things that happened out there. I mean, I don't know. One year this, 1 year that, 1 year the next thing. I mean, fuck.
Man. I mean, you know, shooting a 50 BMG with no ears. I mean, come on. I mean, what's more fun than that?
Exactly.
Well, I had that place for exactly 5 years, and I milked the fuck out of that place for 5 years. I really did. And that's 2016. That was this year. So, 2016. And I think this one. No, that's the same one. My wife brought me a backup drink, but that's 2016 as well. So, I love my farmers. I love the opportunity to do what we did. It was just an awesome place, and Midas was a big part of that, man. I mean, he just made it what it is.
Absolutely, man. Abso-freaking-lutely. I mean, and just all the times we had him on chats, man, he just lightened the chat up and turned it in a whole different direction. It was always cool to see.
I could be mistaken, but wasn't he the one to cause the first strike during foreign and domestic?
I believe probably so. We've had a few over the years. And when I say a few people, I can count them on all my hands and all my toes and all the rest of it. We've had quite a few strikes over the years. I'm surprised we're still up and running.
And if I had to guess, I'd say he was probably a good candidate for a strike.
Let's see. We've had Midas cost us a strike. We've had
Probably because he brought an AK out on live or something. So.
Alone with Companies caused us a strike. Let's see. Daniel on RTT caused a strike. Yep, you guys shut down a stream and caused a strike at the same time because you showed 1911.
Yes.
Let's see. Who else? I know I've done it myself.
Yeah, at some point, it should be a contest to see who could get the live stream shut down first.
I mean, I've still got an active warning, so be careful.
Well, YouTube hasn't gone after reloading videos yet, so yeah, we're probably next on the list.
Wait, back up because 2 years ago.
They're hitting reloading videos.
The manufacturer thing or whatever. Yeah,
they're hitting it with manufacturing. You got.
I mean, you can't show how to make ammo from 2 years ago. So if they're not going after them now, they're just waiting. They just haven't caught up. I mean, I took all my reloading videos down.
Yeah, I got it's probably been about a year or two now, but I got hit for videos 5 years old.
Oh yeah.
And I had to go back through and take stuff down and change titles and do this and do that. And yeah, it's crazy.
I mean, I'm only going to do so much, but yeah.
Right,
so
I
maybe
can rant.
Put the camera on AllenBePro and see how he's making ammunition after an hour of fucking with this thing.
Oh, after an hour, I haven't even come close to that. There's no powder in the hopper. There's no primers here. I have to take the rod out. Yeah.
No, let me ask you. Let me see. Yeah, okay. I was gonna say no. You don't have a case on your rod, so take your rod out.
Whoa.
Wow.
That's right. Take your rod out. Now grab. You have a 45 case.
Oh, yeah.
Put your 45 case on the top.
45 case on here. It gives you just the right amount of weight on there.
It's not 100% necessary, but
but it helps. It
does help.
Or you could tape a dime on top of it or a penny.
You could, yeah. I mean, you could put any kind of weight.
Yeah, I was going to do the 45 trick later. Just haven't gotten to that point yet.
I just thought people out there would like me to hear say, take your rod out.
I know. I don't know why. And then you want me to put 45 on it? I mean,
we're talking to the one, the only Jan B. Gaze. So, I mean, folks expect something. They show up every week. They got to see something.
Listen, dump some fucking powder in that thing. Crank the arm and let's see what the fuck happens.
Oh, well, shit's going to go all over the place. Yeah, I'm not quite there yet. And then that would be manufacturing. If I'm just standing here moving my arm back and forth like this, that would be manufacturing, I guess.
That's true. So, okay. All right. Well, make sure you video the first time you fucking crack a round off that page.
I'm happy for you, man. I'm excited for you. I think I think you're gonna like it. Once you get it dialed in, you'll be good to go, man.
Oh
Oh,
well,
no.
I know I'm gonna love it. I know absolutely I'm gonna just even just rocking it now. I'm like, man, this thing is gonna be freaking sweet. Um,
But like
yeah,
Pop said earlier, man, I agree with Pop's 100%. Don't use a bullet feeder until you've got at least 500 to 1,000 rounds through it and are really comfortable with the press. You got to be comfortable with the feel of it and knowing when to stop and when to look and all the rest of it. It's a huge process with that press.
You'll know about more about feeling it than you will about seeing it, right? I mean, uh, that press, you forward and back, it's something you have to feel, not visually look at. But I will say, looking at the powder drop, is important for the first whatever until you feel comfortable with it.
yes, Kyle, I have been. I've just fondling it. I wanted it to come to bed with me last night, but it wouldn't get off the bench.
See, Kyle, he's been dicking with it for more than an hour because he was dicking with it yesterday too. So, he's got some time in there already.
Yeah, one of the things that I was having problems with was getting the rod adjusted to actually shove the cases far enough. It just wasn't. I've literally have the rod stuffed all the way up, and now it just barely puts them in just the right spot. That's the one place where I have seen some wear is on that ramp for the case feeder. So I might end up replacing that just because it does look a little worn, but maybe not. It'll probably work fine.
When we get it done here, just shoot me a picture of it, and I'll take a look and see.
Is that a 650 or a 750?
750.
Ooh, okay.
Like I when I first set my 650 up, I had some issues with it. Like I said, the majority of the issues I had was with the primers, but I also had issues with powder spillage. That was the second issue I had with it.
Yeah.
I bought a bunch of various upgraded parts, switched out a whole bunch of stuff, and then just playing with it, tweaking with it, just a little bit here, a little bit there. I got it running smooth, and I haven't had an issue with it since. And I've been running that thing now for 3 years, something like that.
I have two 650s and a 1050, and I will say that I believe that the 650, the old school 650, is the finest press that Dylan has ever made. The 750, the priming system, I'm not gonna fall in love with it. I'm sorry, I just don't get it.
See, and I had thought about one before. And some of you guys know Squatch Reloading out there. But I know Squatch. I've been down, hung out with Squatch before and seen some of the stuff he has. And to me, it wasn't worth going through all that again and hoping that I got something better when I already have something set up that runs the way I like it. And the only time I have to change it is when I go to a different bullet. I make my adjustments on my flare and so on and so forth.
I mean, the only thing you really need to set up for is 9mm 223. I mean, AK is not worth reloading for. So it's the same shell plate. You change a couple things and you're off to the fucking races. It's not that hard.
I do 44 mag on mine too, just because I love 44. So
Well, yeah, you're a little different. I forgive you for that.
So someone was nice enough to send me some 44 mag dies, so I'm like, okay. So I had to. And finally, it was just this past year is when I did some. I finally set it up, and got it going, and rolled that out.
I've loaded 50 AE on a single press. I don't see the point of some of that, low volume ammo, putting it on a progressive press. So I have 3 rock chuckers, and I also have a turret press for some of those, high value rifle rounds. So
Right. And I got the Lyman All-American 8, and I probably have 6 or 7 different turrets all set up for various calibers. I will tell you right now, that's probably one of my favorite presses. You can make some good quality ammunition on that thing. Yeah, it's a little bit slower, but I do everything in stages. One day I may just go ahead and deep prime, and flare and get stuff set up, and then the next time I go to the press, I'll drop powder, seat the bullet, crimp it, and finish out the set. But do it in stages.
yeah. And I mean, a lot of people feel like the accuracy, I don't know. Some people go to this extreme accuracy end of the reloading spectrum and they get like 3% better. I'm good shooting an 18-inch piece of steel at 400 yards, so.
Yeah, Papa, we had to, man. It's Midas. We had to get the one, the only Pops quest on there. We had to. We've missed Pops, man. We haven't had Pops on a long time, so
it's been a while, man. Thank you for the invite.
We got to have our favorite fucker on YouTube on every now and then.
Then we got the poor guys here on each side of Pops that unfortunately we're never able to meet, Midas. It's like, so you guys do any reloading?
I do. And I'm actually just getting ready to, I was talking to Scotsman about this earlier. I've got a mech set up to start doing 12 gauge. I'm going to learn how to do that. I do just 9mm. I just hollow points primarily because it was cheaper at one point to reload them myself than it was to buy them in the store. And then rifle rounds 308. Those are the only 2 that I do right now. But it's been a while. I'm just on, and primers are the other thing too. Locally, I haven't found primers. I'm probably going to have to order some online at this point just because they disappear quick. I got access to powder. All the components I need right now, just basically primers, the only thing I'm kind of looking for. But I also got into reloading late. I've only been doing it for the last 2 years. So, I haven't been building up stockpiles of primers or got into it before, everything went nuts. So, but no, otherwise, yeah, I'm just using two Lee presses and that's it. One for the flare and one to actually seat, and that's it. So just hand priming.
Well, reloading 308 is awesome, man. That's a big step. That's pretty fucking awesome, man.
Well, what I did on that was I wanted to do a full metal jacket round that would perform basically the same as my hunting round. And so it was amazing. I basically got them tuned about the same. So right now I'm running a 150 grain Hornady round with 38 grains of powder. I have to look and see what the powder was. I haven't done it for 2 summers now. And then my actual hunting round is 178 grain AMAX running 37 grains of powder. And they perform velocity. I got my velocity numbers right here. They perform about the same through the chronograph. And then at 100 yards, they almost print identical. And I'm just shooting it through just a basic Ruger American standard rifle. Nothing does exactly what I need, So that's what I did for 308. Foos got me on that. I don't know if you guys know Foos or not, but then Squibload, he's the one that got me into reloading. He stopped and him and his son were driving through. They stayed in Nebraska to go watch the eclipse that happened a couple of years ago because Nebraska had some of the best viewing spots for it. And he came by and dropped off, gave me primers, brass, bullets, powder, everything I needed short of the presses. And he's like, whenever you feel ready, then you go ahead and get into reloading. So I just went ahead and bought the Lee anniversary kit that had the hand primer with it. And it had, I did go get a digital scale for it. I still do just the regular Lee powder drop, but I do want to get the RCBS with Charge Master. I'd like to get one of those. Start to up my game a little bit. got a little more time for reloading now. So I'll probably be where Allen is at this point next year. You guys will be watching me try to assemble this in the garage. But I do want to go either Dylan or RCBS.
Don't hold yourself.
When you go blue, when you go blue, you're going all out, man. It's
so okay from the Dylan line. Somebody who's, I mean, I'm not a competitive shooter. Let's just say I want to do so many thousands of rounds per year. What's a good Dylan to get into if I want to go progressive? What do you got? What's one of the models that you guys?
I would
production. You know,
I would go on
650 or
I would go on eBay and find you an old school 650.
See, how do you know what features does that have versus the new ones? What do they change on? I see you're looking at one of the old ones.
The newer 750 was basically a few changes they made. The biggest change they made was the priming system, which basically is kind of like their 550, I believe it is, priming system. It works. Some people prefer it.
Is it inconsistent? What's the problem? Does it not seat properly? Or are they sometimes out a little bit far? What does it do?
It's about the timing of it. So it's the same priming system as on the 1050, if I'm not mistaken. And I have two 650s and the 1050, and the 1050 just it doesn't work as well, and I'll just leave it at that, as the 650s. The 650 indexing system on the primers, the way it works, it's basically like a turret system on the primer. As far as I'm concerned, it's bulletproof. And the reason they changed it, I have no idea. I have no idea.
I mean, if it's there's no problem with it, why would you even bother messing with the design? You know,
I have no idea.
Okay. Well, that's like my mech shot shell loader. I got an old one, probably from like the 80s, and they changed something on it, but it almost looks identical to the new mech 12 gauge, shot shell setup that I'm running. So, I mean, I got the old one. I can still get all the parts, and I got all the support and everything I need for it. But
yeah, and when you get into something like a 650, or you go into like a Hornady, what's the one you got, Daniel? I forget what the name of that one is.
Lock and load, or whatever it's called, or
the Hortony lock and load.
Yeah.
I'm just sorry. I was bringing up some Barry White, to cut in here.
That's a good way to get a strike.
Whenever you go into progressive, you really gotta be able to justify it to yourself. So, like for me, my 650's paid for itself 10 times over already, easily 10 times over. I got a lot of money in that. I got a lot of time in that, but it's paid for itself 10 times over.
Just talking money, even if I wasn't to break even on it for some reason, for me the time savings I think would be nice too, because it takes me. Doing just 2 manual hand presses, it can take me, I don't even know. I mean, I'm not a fast reloader. I think it would probably take me about 1 minute per round, 45 seconds per round if I'm really focused between priming, flaring, powder charge, bullet seat. I mean, I think the progressive would be a better investment for my time.
If you're gonna practice shooting, okay, and by practice I mean practice, right?
Yeah.
So 250 rounds a month. 5,000 rounds a year, what have you. You need to fall in love with the progressive press. That's really the only way to make that happen. And
you're not going to save money. You're just going to shoot a whole lot.
And I don't care about saving money either. Part of it is if I'm going to reload, it would be nice to be able to do it a little bit quicker. I do it for relaxation. I do it for enjoyment, but it's like, okay, this took me, these 50 rounds took me, so much time to get going. It'd be nice if I could churn out a few more, maybe double that in the time it took me to do the 50 with two hand presses, just 2 standard presses.
On a 650, you'll easily double, if not triple plus. Just taking your time and still inspecting the case, make sure there's powder in it, all of that. So I've had people offer me a bullet feeder more than once. I know guys that with 3D printers and all that, and they keep saying, "Hey, you want a 3D print?" No, I don't. I would rather take the time to look in every case and place the bullet myself. Is it slower? Absolutely, it's a little bit slower, but not by much.
Yeah, dude, I was so OCD about it. I mean, I was making sure that the powder charges were consistent. I was doing the overall length. I take it off, get the calipers out on every single round. I'd put it in the box. So I spent an entire summer doing like 400 rounds, I think 450 rounds, just sitting down for a little session,
if you're doing that with rifle, you're doing it right.
Yo, I ended up doing that. Yeah, I went to Foos's and we
Yeah.
spent an entire weekend and only turned out maybe 100 rounds or so, but we were doing the hand press. So yeah.
Yeah, and it's, you know, when you get into precision stuff like that, you're gonna check everything.
You know, and also at that time when I was doing it 2 summers ago, it was really hard for me. Short of ordering online, it was hard to get common hunting calibers because that stuff ran out. 30 disappeared for, I'm not shitting you, a year and a half on our shelves locally. I mean, I could hit the gun shows and pay $40 for a box of quarter locked.
We've just seen 30 come back and rolling out this way. And I bought, when I first bought 30, I never had the rifle. I knew I wanted one, but I didn't have one. And I bought them for $10 a box. Now they've just come back around. They're like $25 a box.
Yeah.
That's the cheapest I can find.
Yeah, we were getting core locked at Walmart for $17 a box, 2 years ago. Now it's $25, $27 for the same thing. That's just for core lock, Yeah. But yeah, 308 disappeared for a long time. All I could get was like some steel case Tula. That's all they had on the shelves. And here, in Nebraska, we've got a lot of deer hunters. So 243, 270, a lot of that stuff disappears too. You can get boxes here and there at some of the farm supply stores. You have to look around, but I hate ordering ammunition online. That's the most annoying thing in the world. Just because of the shipping costs are just insane. I try to justify it. I'll make a video for a gun I borrowed from somebody and I don't have ammo for it. It's not going to save me money to go buy dies for it. And that's not going to happen, especially, and I am monetized on my channel. I'll never break even on most of that stuff anyway. Right. So I don't, I'll just go buy a box of it. And sometimes I've had to order some online, and it can get expensive, but I hate ordering ammo online. If I do, it's just to buy 1,000 rounds anymore, mainly so I get free shipping. So yeah, I'm
gonna address this comment real fast. Yes, it is worth it, and yes, you can break even, and yes, you can make it. Dude, my press paid for itself, just a 9mm by itself, nothing else. It's more than paid for itself.
When all the hollow points disappeared off the shelves during the pandemic, I had no trouble turning out a couple hundred, and I felt pretty good. I couldn't get critical defense, but I could make my own. So.
Well, here's the thing. Here's the funny thing. Don't manufacture hollow points to shoot bad guys because you need to use off-the-shelf ammo when you're going to kill them.
And I do in all my guns, but I had the bullets. Squib gave me the bullets. I had to do something with them, but
But at the same time, there is value in reloading ammunition, especially 9mm, even if you slightly break even. And that's the knowledge, right? That's knowing how to do it. I don't have to change my own oil in my car, but knowing how to do it is really priceless, right? So knowing how to reload ammo, the minute you know what it costs, you can look at ammo on the shelf and go, should I buy that? And you're like, yeah, I should fucking buy that because it's cheaper than I can reload it. Or you can be like, oh, I'm going to have a couple of hours to spare next weekend. I think I'll just reload it. So there's no blanket statement on whether you should reload. Or
right. I don't like when
the other Bible right here.
When it comes to like an oil change, I don't necessarily save money on an oil change because it costs me more. It costs me more for the oil and the components itself, but I do on my own because I have the knowledge and I can do it. I'll always do it that way versus go to a store because I don't know what they're doing when they're there. Right. I have no idea because I now get put into this room and hey, here you go. We'll call you when it's ready. No, that's my truck. It's my investment. That's my money. I'm taking care of it. Period.
Exactly.
And same thing when it comes to like ammunition. I want to be invested in it. I'm investing in it by doing the whole process from the start to the finish, including casting. And I know some people don't cast yet. But
so what you're saying is price is not the only metric when it comes to determining whether you want to do it.
Absolutely not. Absolutely not.
Being able to make it when you can't get it.
If I was to add up all the money I have in reloading, components, presses, bullet feeders, the whole 9 yards, freaking casting molds, all of that. You're talking a year's salary plus. Easy.
Hey, can we try to answer Gunpowder Beauty's conundrum that she's in? I think we can offer some sound advice here. You guys might have kids. I don't, but maybe you guys can. There you go. Fornication trophies.
You know,
my God.
One of the best things you can do with kids is put them on a progressive press and get them depriming for you.
That's right.
Put
Put
them
them
in
to
the top.
work, man. Put them. They'll think it's the
Put
coolest
that
thing.
depriming
They'll get so
depriming
focused
dye in
on
there,
it.
Just
Yeah.
let them have at it.
Put them on the rock chucker, depriming. Don't
Yeah.
put them on the
Have them
progressive.
go through and sort. Have them put some gloves on and sort brass for you. You know, there you go.
Yeah, have them sit down and sort brass, or put them on a single stage, just removing primers.
Teach them the craft. There you go.
Have them go at it,
Or
because
when they go to bed, do it yourself.
They're going to
you know?
need to know how to do this stuff too.
Yeah.
Pops.
I mean,
so,
look at
question.
we got Chico out there, and Chico is a prime example. Chico teaches Carter. Carter helps out. Carter works with brass and all the rest of it. You know, and if you haven't watched some of those videos, he has some of that stuff out there in videos. Go check it out. But yeah, I mean, you can play around and work with your kids and show your kids. It's an awesome process.
All right.
So Pops, I got a question for you.
Yep.
Quickest way to get in the ballpark on the crimp die?
Go little by little until it fits in your chamber of your
Gun.
Pull. What's the thing that shoots the bullet out the end of the gun? Your
barrel.
Your barrel.
In the chamber. Make sure it chambers.
Yeah. The minute it chambers, call it good, and if it doesn't key hole, leave it alone.
So you basically want to get it where when you drop it in the barrel, it's not touching the rifling. You can spin that bullet freely, and it's not going to touch.
Right.
If it starts catching, you got a problem. It's too long.
Now there are some pressure aspects to that. So if you just get it to where it doesn't do that, and you're not making velocity, your crimp might be a little light, and the more you crimp it, the more pressure you're going to get. So you can play with all these little things, but if you're not trying to make major or minor power factor for competition, you don't really give a fuck. What you really care about is reliability, right? So in your world,
making sure everything cycles constantly, you don't have it lock up on you. Yeah.
Probably doesn't matter. So
when I'm setting my crimp, tell me if I'm wrong, but I'll just use the bullet puller. I'll just set the crimp in. I'll take the bullet puller, hit the hammer on it, take a look and see what kind of a ring I got around the bullet. And I'm just looking for barely a ring starting onto that bullet. And that's where I call it good, because I ran into it. If I get too deep of a crimp on it, that's when I get my keyholing and start dealing with unsafe
you can
pressures.
do it that way. You can do it that way. You know, when I got into this and CMAX Arms, Chris, if you guys don't know, he's another good one to go check. His videos are still out there as well. You know, he's got tons of videos out there, the whole process of how to set this up, but it was just a hair turn at a time until you get it just where you want it. And, you know, when you run that bullet up and you crimp it, bring it back down, half turn, take it back up, do it again, just to make sure everything's shallow is just right.
What I do,
the most accurate bullet you're going to get is the one that's crimped the least. That's it.
When I get it set exactly how I want it, what I would do is grab a Sharpie and just draw a little line down the side of it, just with everything aligned. So if stuff moves, if I bump it or something gets out of whack, I have an idea where I had it set before. So that's something I do too, just make sure it's set how I want it.
But have you heard of bullet setback? Are you aware of what can happen if you don't crimp your bullet enough? So let's just say you dial the crimp in just enough, right, to where it will seat in the barrel, and you take that bullet out and you put it in the palm of your hand and you shove the bullet. One, you measure it beforehand, and then you shove it against something hard, the bullet, and then you measure it again. And let's just say the dimension changes by a few thousandths. Well, what's going to happen with that uncrimped bullet is when it chambers, it's going to hit that feed ramp and it's going to set back. When that bullet sets back, it's going to make the pressure way more than what you think it is, and you're going to have an unexpected discharge, right?
And the same thing happens. So like with carry ammo, for example, a lot of us, you know, we're also always carrying. We put it in, we rack it, call it good, and go to town. a lot of us don't rotate that.
Yeah.
And I learned this back in the day. You've always got to rotate that round, because if you keep on chambering the same round, after a little bit, you're going to get that setback. You get the same thing in factory ammo. If you keep doing it over and over and over again, eventually it's going to push that bullet back.
So anyone that reloads, a lot will check that bullet setback. So what you'll do is you'll crimp just enough to where it'll chamber, and then you'll check your bullet setback. And then when it decreases the length, you'll be like, oh fuck, that's not enough crimp, and then you'll crimp a little more. And then the minute you can smash it against, I take them in the palm of my hand and I smash them against the countertop. And the minute they don't change the overall length, I call that perfect. And the last time I did that, they keyholed the fuck out of every target. So, I mean, I don't know what to tell you. I mean, I'm doing it right, but it doesn't always work out. So,
I mean, the big thing is, and I've said this since the day I got into it, dummy rounds, dummy rounds, dummy rounds, dummy rounds. No matter what you do, every time you go to a different caliber and you make something up, or a different bullet, whatever it is, make a dummy round, get your dummy round right.
Allen, are those 115 grains, 124s? What are you running? What are those pills?
Oh, you might want to ask Daniel.
Oh, what's he doing?
These are 115 lead powder coated. If my camera will focus.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wait a minute. Are those the? Is
I
that
thought I
the hollow?
shot up. Daniel sent me a bunch of his loads, and I thought I shot them all up, but I ended up finding an extra little bucket that I had set aside.
Is that the hollow point or is that the solid?
No, 115. It's just a standard round nose.
Okay, it's the round nose. That's 115 because hollow points.
Why are you loading 115s?
Because I can.
I would load the heaviest. I just my opinion, but I would load the heaviest fucking bullet you can to cycle your gun properly.
I'm a firm believer in finding what the gun likes, and for me, personally, all my CZs like 124 best.
Yeah.
No,
I would find 147s that ran good in that.
It just varies, but that's what I found that cycles best and accuracy wise, the whole 9 yards.
Yeah, see, I've got hollow points in 124.
Hey, those look sexy, man. I like the fact that you make your own bullets. I don't do that. That's awesome. That's awesome.
Right now I'm to get a 147 grain hollow point. I got to get some dies for getting that for what's coming.
I mean, but do you carry that ammo? You don't carry that, do you?
Oh, it's right here.
Yeah.
My neighbor has pigs. I don't care.
No, but I mean, in your carry gun, you don't carry your own homemade ammo in your carry gun, do you?
No. Right now,
no, I never carry my own homemade ammo.
I mean, I would, if I were you, I would carry some store-bought shit. Listen, if you have to put a round in some random fucking body, I would put it a well-known brand.
Yeah, Critical Defense or V-Crown.
Yeah,
I love V-Crown. I
like right see, here's the thing with that, man. And in all honesty, there's a lot of things out there about how they'll try to come after you for doing this, doing that, whatever. In all honesty, at the end of the day, if you got to take someone out, you take them out with whatever the hell you got.
And that's why you got to have carry insurance.
Okay, but I mean, lawyers do what lawyers do. But
they do, but see, here's the other thing too, Pops.
If it only costs you $10 per magazine to put some Hornady shit in your magazine, I mean, like, why not simplify your life? You know what I mean? I mean, like, why not just do that?
Yeah, right now this is my defensive gun, and it's the same bullet the cops use.
There you go. So why you fighting me on this shit?
We're not fighting you. We're just
Well, it's
playing
the bullet, but not the whole
playing
round,
devil's
right?
advocate.
The bullet, but
We know how you love the devil's advocate.
You know, so no, like for myself personally, I will only carry federal HSTs. That's just
So
me.
I quit running the civil defense because I'm like, fuck, that's awesome ammo, but none of the cops around here run it. So I started running the Hornady,
critical duty.
whatever the little fucking.
There's the custom.
there. And I'm like, okay, if any cop in Charleston wants to shoot that, I'm like, okay, I'm good with that. So I started just carrying that.
When I got into all that kind of thing, I looked at ballistics, I looked at impact, I looked at all kinds of different factors that come into play. And federal HST has some of the best in every category out there. And that's what I've carried for years. That's what I'll stick with. That's what I'll run all day.
Yeah, I think that's what I got in mind now. It's a federal some sort. I think it's that one. Yeah.
I started making these because everything was getting hard to make. So I wanted to make sure that I could make my own if I so needed it.
Listen, you just wanted to be that guy that was like, oh, look at me. I can make.
Well, no, see, like
I was carrying these for quite a while.
See, like
the
I
price
have,
was too high.
I have 3 hollow point molds too, and for me, it's not only just having the knowledge of it, but at the same time, I can still go out there and practice with those rounds and get them as close to the factory ammo that I'm carrying as possible, and get time behind the gun with that particular style.
Well, but also, like Daniel said, I mean, they work good on animals, right, Daniel? You could swap a pig down. Yeah, I mean, so there is value. There's value there for sure. I totally get it. Tight group is fucking horrible. Do not use that. Do not dump that.
I use.
Don't, Allen, do not put that in there. That's fucking
Should he wipe that out with used fabric softener sheet first so the static?
Tight groups in everything.
Oh my God, that's like cannon. That's like cannon fodder. That's the worst powder on planet Earth.
I'm done with tight group too. I do not like tight group. I'm over it.
Why?
I just don't like it, dude. I've tried and tried it and tried it. I just don't like it. Give me power pistol all day long.
Okay, well, I got to look at power pistol for 147 grain. Because
Well,
that's
power,
the next
okay,
thing
so
I'm gonna do.
tight group, when you put 5 rounds on the same target, it looks like a big cloud of fucking, like you can't even see through it. It literally, and with power pistol, when you put 10 rounds through the same target, it's like windshield wiper blades went off. Like there's nothing there, you know. Yeah. So
I love power pistol, and that is one of the favorite powders I've come across over the years. And I tried tight group because I got it for a good deal. I bought some. I bought another pound just for shits and giggles, and yeah, I'm not a fan of it.
I got 12 pounds of it here, so I don't want to hear none of this.
Well, you can take whatever I got left over there on the bench. I'll give it to you.
I can have more, huh? I can get 20 pounds.
Listen, it's effective. It's great powder, but it's not good in a competition environment because you can't see the target after the 3rd or 4th round goes off in your face and it's fucking smoke, right? And
I'm personally myself, like Pops, I'm all about the follow-up.
Yeah, you can't see the next shot. I mean, it's cheap powder. It's basically shotgun powder, if I'm not mistaken.
Talking about old school motherfuckers. Here we go.
Oh,
here's Yellow Cooter. What
Where
is
the fuck
up,
is he been?
brother? Dude.
The only thing that would make it better is if you got on the chest.
Sadly, I'm gonna have to roll with tight group because, like Daniel, I've got like 12 pounds of it sitting over here.
Nothing wrong with it.
Most everything else that I've got some blue dot. I've got some H335. I got a couple of Vargets, but those are all rifle powders.
Dump it in there. Let's let it rip.
Come on, man.
Now, my homemade stuff, I've gone out and shot raccoons and groundhogs and stuff like that with them. And because I don't have ballistics gel, but it's like this. It goes right through them and makes a big hole, especially when you're using the hollow points.
there's a lot of folks out there that like tight group, and that's great. If it works for you, fantastic. Personally, like I said, for me, I'm not a fan of it. I just don't like it. I don't know. For whatever reason, it just does not work well for me. I think I developed that load for Power Pistol years and years ago, and it just runs like a freaking champ. And I like it. I love it, and I stick with it. And I changed over to tight grip to try it, and it's never been the same. So
if you ever
Power Pistol and me are best friends.
If you ever shoot tight group in the early morning or in the late afternoon, when the sun is down or whatever, and you try to take a follow-up shot, I mean, and I see Baldy Curtis is out there, and like he loves it, right? But he's a conditioned
Competitive shooter,
right?
Yeah.
So his follow-up shots are going to be good. But if as an unseasoned shooter try to take a follow-up shot, you're going to be like, what the fuck is this cannon fodder in front of me, right? Like
if you go back and you look at some of the early farm videos of us shooting competition, you'll see some guys out there with this big, huge puff of smoke. And those guys are the guys that were shooting tight group. And I'm not joking. I'm serious, because we talked about this stuff back in the day. It's like when we were doing this. A lot of these guys were shooting tight group, and it was a big puff of smoke. And it was early in the morning because we started early and got going. And you would see that. And then if you look at myself, Pops, and some other guys, we're shooting Power Pistol or a different powder, and there's none of that.
Hey,
it's like
Alan's getting ready to hug his press.
Yeah.
Okay,
He's about to make some.
If we're gonna get a strike, we're gonna do it right. So we're gonna do it on full screen.
You got to have it on for more than 15 seconds to get a strike.
I think we need like a play-by-play of what's going on. And he's got the lead bullet. He's getting ready. He's getting set.
And we're off.
We don't even know what he's
ladies and gentlemen.
Now the thing is I've got a quite a number of rounds that are already primed. So I haven't loaded the priming system. I actually took out my depriming pen. So I'm just going to end up tossing a bunch of these up in here.
No.
And seeing where the powder drop level is at.
No.
You don't have primers in them?
Yes, they do. But I pulled my pen out.
Oh, okay. So they're pre-primed brass.
Yeah, they're pre-primed brass.
Okay. That's good. I'm really concerned.
Yeah. Well, see, now his mic is covering the lower part, so you don't actually see the bullet being manufactured.
Oh, there you go. Yeah, it's got his own little sensor bar in there.
It's the communists at YouTube don't care. I can guarantee you right now that our lovely YouTube auditor is watching and can eat a bowl of dick.
Just wait for you to pull that handle.
So you're reloading.
Well, I got basically all I'm going to do is find out where the powder drop is dropping at the moment.
No. Okay. Wait. Don't do that with live rounds. Do that with empty cases.
Well, you tell me that now?
Well, don't you have a pan you can just drop some primer in?
Okay. So, yeah, dude. So if you're trying to test your powder drop, always do it on an empty case with a primer in it. And
use a dead primer. Don't use a live primer. Use a dead primer.
No, I mean, I even do it with live primers, but on your third attempt, you're going to get an accurate powder drop. You don't need to do
Well, the
it.
only reason I say to use it with a dead primer is because you're probably going to sacrifice that case. Especially when you're first setting up and you haven't used it yet.
I don't know. I could make a video right now and explain everything. It would be awesome. But I don't really make a lot of videos.
All right. And get these cases out of here.
No, you don't even need to feed a case. You could just put it in there manually.
Yeah, that's usually how I'll do it.
Yeah.
I'll put it in manually.
Okay,
I'll do a
Yeah,
dead
that was kind of dumb of me. I shouldn't have been loaded prime
But no.
prime cases in there for powder drop.
Can I?
You're
I've
absolutely
loaded
right.
a million. I've loaded a million rounds. Let me tell you how I do it.
Up and go.
So I'll put a case in there, but I will put the primer in, right? I'll size the brass and put the primer in on the backstroke, and then I'll pull it out, as you can pull it out, and I'll measure it. I'll measure the weight of that, and I'll zero it, and then I'll put it back in, and I'll advance it, and then I'll drop powder. I'll take it out there and I'll measure it. And like for a sport pistol, it needs to be like 3.4 or whatever. And if it's not, I'll just dump it back in the thing, and then I'll put it back in the priming station, and I won't go backwards because I don't want to feed another primer. I'll just dump powder, and I'll take it out and I'll measure it again. And then after I get 3 measures, I'll be like, okay, this is accurate. And I'll adjust my powder drop, and I'll keep going until I get like 3.3 grains on 147 bullets. And I'm fucking making 1 million fucking rounds in like an hour. You know, it's like easy peasy.
Yeah, I was going to say, after about 3 or 4 drops, it settles. It doesn't take much for it to settle.
On the 4th drop, you get money. Yeah.
And
Even
with
if
tight
I
group,
let that
remember,
thing
Alan,
sit for 3-4 weeks and don't touch it, go back to it, after about 3 or 4, boom, it's good to go.
100%. 100%. It's straight on the money. Yeah.
and it's 3.8 with tight group with 9mm, 124 grain.
Yeah. With sport pistol, it's 3.3 with 147. That's the money load for carry optics. You didn't hear here. And here we go.
No, I mean, that's it, man. And the only reason, like I said, the only reason I use a dead case and a dead primer is because sometimes it may take a few more, and I may sacrifice that case because I'm over flaring it too much. And, you know, I just prefer to use a dead one just in case. That way I don't have to worry about wasting the primer and all that.
So why in the hell do I have powder?
That's a good system.
Going fucking sideways.
That's a good system. That's a great
His powder dropping's falling off.
I mean, the price of primers these days, you got to save them. You know, they're gold at this point.
Well, I mean, I still have 80,000 primers that I bought at like 3 cents a piece, so I'm good.
Yeah, I mean, I've still got some, but I don't have quite that many. But
I don't. When people complain, I'm like, meh.
Well, talk amongst yourselves. I just lost my fucking wrench.
It's on the floor.
yeah, I mean,
I wouldn't worry.
I really don't complain too much about the prices of stuff because at the end of the day, no matter what, I'm still going to shoot. I'm still going to go out there and do what I do. And, you know, that if you love what you do, you're going to do it regardless.
Amen, brother. Listen, I will shoot everything I'm shooting now at 10 cents a primer. I don't give a fuck. I mean, if it means that much to you, you're going to do it.
That's it. If you love what you do, you do it regardless. And that's where I'm at, man. You know, I've spent some good money on primers in the past year, you know, with what's going on. But it's okay because I want to get out there. I want to shoot. I want to do what I do. You know, I'm not going to sit in the house and not shoot anymore. It's not going to happen. It'll never happen.
Amen.
Hey, Scotsman, I went shooting today.
Yeah. In the kitchen at the China.
No, actually, it's out back. I went out there and showed the old CZ some love.
Oh, you didn't shoot the wife's China?
What, you showing the CZ some love? That doesn't sound like you, Daniel.
No, I know. Considering I just sold 2 of them.
What?
Yeah,
you heard him right.
I sold a Shadow 2 and I sold a TSO.
Wow.
And part of that money,
you're getting into my territory now. Holy shit!
I went out and I bought a couple of Glock mags to get prepared for what's coming.
Well, God bless you.
So you remember, Pops, when we were on the farm and we were shooting out of the vehicle.
Yes.
we had X-Ring with us.
Yes.
X-Ring had a particular type of rifle that he had. And Daniel, ever since he shot that rifle, has wanted one. And so he sold the 2 pistols to acquire said rifle.
Okay, so I can't I don't know what that is, but
That's all I'm gonna say. I'm not gonna put it out there.
I think that's great because I'll see it when he posts it. That's pretty awesome.
Yeah. I went full retard on it.
Amen, brother. Good for you. That's awesome. So
Yeah, I was really wanting to get into loading the stuff, but after watching Allen work so hard, man, that's kind of wondering.
Okay, so I'm gonna say this: don't let Allen discourage you.
Notice he hasn't opened up an instruction manual or made a reference to a YouTube video at all. This entire evening. So,
I don't know
The only
why
thing-
anybody. I mean, all else fails. Read instructions.
No.
The only thing
No, listen.
funnier than
No.
You got any parts left over, Allen? Because that's most usually my case.
the only thing funnier than watching Alan try to put his blue thing together is somebody doing a live chat on their own channel for the first time, because it's nothing but a train wreck.
hey, Hillbilly.
Exactly.
So do not be discouraged by what BPro is doing right now, because
Everybody here on this panel that does
Trust me.
reload right now, I can tell you. And here's the thing, Hillbilly: we all have it. We have a wall of shame of some sort. We have a wall of shame. I have a container full of stuff that is screwed up one way or another over the years of trying to set something up and get it right. It's gonna happen, no matter what. You're gonna have it. Even when you've been doing it for years and years and years, you're still going to screw something up at some point in time and have a mistake, and you put it in that wall of shame, in that bucket of shame.
100%, buddy.
if I could be within 3 feet of Alan right now, he would just be doing this.
Yeah, this is a pure lack of experience showing.
It's okay.
Well, with my LCD, man, when it comes to that, like, I would spend at least 3 weeks doing what you're doing, Alan. I mean, I'm not knocking you, buddy. I'm just like, I mean, it'd be really bad for me.
Don't take that off of there. Don't take that
She's
off.
gonna dump it. I'm waiting for it. He's gonna dump that whole thing of powder.
Are you trying to fuck with the flare? Are you trying to make the flare? Because you can adjust that without removing it.
No. Actually, I'm trying to prevent the powder drop from just pulling sideways.
Okay. Yeah.
Because that's what it did.
Yeah. Tighten it down on there.
It was like the 2-bolt collar wasn't in the slot.
Man, I would love to be like within 3 feet of you. I could just unfuck that entire machine.
Oh, trust me, I would get the hell out of your way. There goes the wrench again.
You can pick
Hey,
his
it's on the
wrench up
floor.
for him, too.
It's on the floor.
On it.
Oh, that thing's gonna.
I think I've probably reloaded 1 million fucking rounds on my 2.650s. It's ridiculous.
Oh,
I
I think
think I
powder
will-
drop is leaning.
I think I wore one out. No, there's something wrong there for sure. But
Yeah.
See,
I don't quite
casting,
understand why it's not getting put on down all the way.
casting would be more along my lines of like enjoyment or whatever from experience, because I like fabricating. I love making stuff, and so I really would like to get into the casting part too. I mean, that's
it's got
something.
to be very satisfying to make your own bullets for sure.
Yeah.
Whoop!
And-
There it went.
Those screws are all the way in.
But they're not down far enough. Unloosen those screws, Drop it all the way down and then tighten them back up. I know what's going on. I swear to God, I know exactly what's going on. Unloosen those fucking screws, drop it all the way down, and then tighten them back up.
But first, empty your powder back into the can.
No, just leave the fucking powder away.
I might as well not do that. I already emptied a bunch of it on the bench.
Trust me, you over tighten them screws before it was seated all the way down. I know it. I know what the fuck's going on here. And I'm gonna try not to fall off my fucking stool again.
Yeah, mainly the main thing I load is my credit card when I go to the ammo store or Bass Pro or something, you know.
I love having an empty credit card when I do that. That's
might as well get cash back on that stuff, you know.
I mean, where I work, we get these awards cards and for selling certain types of products, and I'm into my new job like 8 months, and I'm like, I wonder how much money I got on these cards. I started looking them up. I'm like, fuck, I got $11,000 on these cards.
Wow.
I had no idea. I'm like, oh, let's go on a spending spree, you know.
There you go.
And then my kids wanted wheels for Christmas, and they're like $3,000 a piece, so that fucked that up. So.
Yeah, I definitely want to get into learning how to cast and load and everything. And there's birds flying in that shop there right now.
It's a rabbit hole, man. Once you're in it, you'll never get out of it. It's, you know, like I said, myself personally, I've 5 or 6 different presses. You know, I got a ton of stuff, man.
He just pulled the powder drop off of that. My concern is that he doesn't have the screws backed out far enough, so the powder drop's not dropping down all the way.
That or the bar's not set right.
The way that whole powder drop is moving, I'm pretty sure it's not down on the powder drop, like all the way. So
I knew I should have made a big old thing of popcorn.
Well, the problem with that is you can't share with us, so fuck you.
we can do this though right here.
So yeah, that's pretty much almost all the way out. I've just pulled them out and put one thread in each. This some bitch don't go on here now. I'm gonna be done fucking with it tonight.
That's probably why the guy sold it. He couldn't figure it out.
I mean, you did get it from a Slovak's friend, so I don't know what to tell you there.
I mean, all I know is I could set that bitch up in 10 minutes and have it cranking out fucking match grade ammo.
I mean, I had issues setting up my 650, but shit, not this many.
Now, didn't you guys say to have the screws all the way backed out?
I think I had my 650 up and running in about 45 minutes.
No, the screws that attach that to the unit need to be all the way in. The two little
you gotta make sure those go all the way in. Yep.
The Allen screws that attach it to the powder drop, they need to be set. And I don't see a powder drop arm connected to the powder drop.
I saw when he showed it a minute ago. You saw it. It was on there.
Okay.
It was on there. It was hanging there. I was looking to make sure it's connected properly. It looks
but it has to be connected a certain way, and
I was looking at it. It looks like it is. But setting the height on that too, making sure on the bottom that bottom screw, getting that set right as well. That's going to be another key part too.
Fuck me running.
What are you doing? Take a break.
Barry White going.
All right, let's.
No, don't put powder in there yet.
If you don't know what's working right, don't put powder.
Yeah.
You need to I mean, you might put a tablespoon in there just to check the drop, but
See,
no.
the thing's wobbling. It shouldn't wobble, should it?
No, it's fine. It's fine if it wobbles as long as
You're gonna have a little wobble.
yeah.
Oh,
No, I say okay. Drop a case and measure it. Fuck yeah, go for it, man. That's awesome. It actually looks like it's working. To be honest,
Yep.
that's
Let's
enough.
see it.
That's enough.
put the whole can in.
All right. So on station 1, when you prime, or station 2, when you prime, measure the case and then put it back in and drop, and you'll be able to, and then zero out the case with the primer in it, and then you'll be able to tell what the weight of the powder is. Does that make sense? Something ain't right.
Well, that's up there.
Yeah, something is not right there. That's off big time.
It just pushed the whole thing up, didn't it?
Yeah, I'm not.
Yeah, the camera's really crappy to try to get it with the lighting how I have it.
We got some lighting issues going on big time.
Yeah, I'm not a
That's
fan
not
of
gonna
it.
help.
There he goes, right there. Leave that off.
Yeah, I don't understand why it's at such an angle.
All right, can you bring the camera to your right so I can see how that actuation bar goes into the powder drop? Yeah, that's right. Yep, you're right. It's right. Whoa. Back up. Go the other way.
Stay there. Yeah, stay there, right there.
All right. Okay, so pull the rod out of there's a little spring rod. Pull that out of the bottom and unfeather that from the top.
What, this rod or this rod?
Yeah. There's a spring on the bottom.
Yeah, on the bottom of it. Go to the bottom. The little butterfly on the bottom.
But do it slowly. So pull that out.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Undo that. No, it's right. No, you're good. Never mind. All right, put it back. All right.
Yeah. Gotta put the computer back.
No, you had it in there right. So I don't know, man.
Chico's wondering if the collar's missing.
Maybe there was a reason why the guy said, "Good luck with it." What's Chico say?
My goodness.
So you should have a collar.
Yeah, were you not paying attention 3 minutes ago, Chico?
Alan, that's a 650 or a 750?
750.
Okay, so I'm gonna step off because my reloading goddess is a 650. So
Well, guarantee you that that flare is a little large.
Yeah,
that
you're
bullets-
way too far up in the die. You gotta unbolt that, take that back off, and pull
That's
that, bring that
there's
back
your-
out, man.
That's your Allen 30 super carry I was talking about earlier. Said he's going to invent a new caliber. So
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 Alan,
you gotta
that
pull
flare-
your powder hop back off and back that die
Back
out.
that out quite a bit.
Big time.
Yeah, your powder.
It wasn't flowing anything like that before, but I couldn't get it fucking tightened down.
So your
Oh, I
powder,
look like a monkey having sex with a football on this stream right here. I'll tell you what.
so, hey, Alan.
I
your
mean, everybody knows I'm a fucking idiot, but I mean, I just look it on this stream.
It's okay. Your powder drop is what controls the flare, right? So
Yeah,
you
see
wanna-
the thing with a 650 and a 750, especially when it comes to the powder drop, you're not gonna know until you have everything set up and on there. Because you can try and run it up there without that on there, it's not gonna do it properly. It's all gotta be on there and set up or it won't run right. So it's doing a little bit at a time, pulling it back off, bringing it down a little bit, putting it back on, resetting it, doing the whole thing. It's little at a time.
Fucking pain in the ass is what it is.
Well, I mean,
Although
Patty's right there.
once it's set, it should be done. I shouldn't even ever.
No, unless you change your bullet style, you won't have to mess with it again. The only time you're gonna have to change the flare on is if you change your bullet style of any kind, or whatever, different caliber, and you switch calibers, whatever, and play around with it. And yeah, you'll have to mess with stuff. But
word.
as long as you continue with that same bullet you're using, you'll be fine.
So, Scotsman, you didn't appreciate the Barry White I was playing in the background for him?
I appreciated it. I'm sure other people did too. I mean, I can see Hillbilly appreciate it. I mean, look at the smile on his face.
Dang right, man. Needs some Barry White right there. I like it.
Giggity.
He needs a fiddle though.
Hillbilly's just glad he's not the only one that screwed up on this chat.
Exactly.
No, he's got a partner in crime.
Yeah, you need to rename it.
Yeah,
me and Alan just going
to
fucking
with it
together so we can just.
We'll work on it, Alan. We can set up a private stream, man. We'll get it fixed.
Yeah.
We'll get it figured.
I'm done fucking with it tonight.
We'll get a private stream.
At one point, when something frustrates you, it's not worth your time. Fuck it.
Yeah. No, you got to back up at some point.
Walk away and
stop.
Come back later.
I bet with airplanes and stuff, then just stop, go get a cigarette, have some coffee.
Cigarette.
Then you come back and it's there it is. Boom, it's fixed.
Yeah, we'll set up a private stream, man, and we'll get you figured out.
That's the worst thing.
I know exactly what needs to happen. It's not rocket science. I mean, the powder drop itself is identical on the.
Yeah, it's the same thing. Yeah, same thing.
Same damn thing. I know exactly what needs to happen. Making it happen and everything else, it's frustrated me enough. I'm done with it tonight. Fuck it.
I don't blame you.
It happens, man. It happens. It's all good.
Alan, it's our entertainment, not your mental sanity.
No, see, this is a prime example for folks out there. If you're looking to get into stuff like this, and you can see how frustrated Alan is, if that happens as you're trying to set stuff up, just walk away.
You're not gonna beat that on day one. There's no way.
Yeah, Alan, I'll tell you what, buddy. If you want to feel better about yourself, go watch my first live stream. You'll feel a lot better.
Oh, you want to feel better about yourself? Go watch my first live stream.
Got the echoing going on in the background. And
back in the day when me and Alan started streaming, oh my god, dude, talk about some fucking disasters.
Oh boy,
we've been doing this for what, 7, 8 years? Fuck, I don't even know anymore. We've been doing a long ass time.
Pushing like 7 years, man. And JH, you are absolutely correct. That's probably why it didn't work. Is the fact is that it's on camera. Because nothing ever works when you're trying to do it on camera.
It's funny. Willie used to say that all the time too. Willie would, every time I turn the camera on, something fucking goes wrong. That is true, man. That is true.
This is about the third or fourth time I watched somebody setting up a Dylan for the first time, and it's always like this.
Man, it's like fucking. It's like fucking for the first time. I mean, it doesn't seem right, but eventually you get in a rhythm, right?
You'll get it, man. And once you get it, you'll be good.
I just decided to stop fucking with it for right now.
The beautiful thing is once you finally get figured out, it's going to change your life. I mean,
oh yeah. Dude, you'll be in a whole new world.
Yeah, exactly.
And
trust me, I got two of them.
I know getting it set up dialed in, especially getting it dialed in. as soon as you got it dialed in, man, that thing's it's gonna be a dream. I know it.
You know, once I got my 650 dialed in and running smooth, dude, it's been nothing but a game changer.
I'll give you a guarantee, Alan. If they don't work for you, I will give you 50 cents on the dollar for everything you got invested in them.
Knowing where it came from, I'm going to have to go 25 cents on the dollar.
Hey, Dylan has a no bullshit guarantee. You can get any part from them any day of the week. So I'll give you
absolutely, and I will be the first one of the first ones to tell you if you call Dylan and say, "Hey, this is wrong," they are running it like that. I mean, when I first got my 650 and I went ahead and I upgraded and got the case feeder, the first time I flipped that bitch on, it died.
I mean, they don't fuck around. If you
I
tell
called
like,
Dylan.
oh, this, that, and the other thing, they're like, oh, just give me your address. We'll send you.
Yeah, I called Dylan. The guy's like, okay, what's going on? He's like, I'm like, this is what happened. He's like, okay, what's your address? What's your order number? Blah, blah, blah. Boom. Just like that. He's like, as soon as it arrives, ship the other one back. Okay.
Yeah.
And I've never had a problem since.
Highest quality there is in the reloading market, and they back it up with service. End of story.
Come on, Bald. You know I gotta give our favorite Russian some hard times. It's what we do here. You know this.
It came from somebody who knows, not him, really. He was the middleman.
He was the middleman, but you know he was involved in it, so we gotta give him shit.
Oh, so he's got all the good parts that Alan didn't end up with.
That's probably what it is.
This thing showed up to me quicker than I anticipated, and I mean, Dylan packages their stuff so well, and the guy kept all the stock packaging, so everything, plus some extra stuff that I had no idea was going to be coming. I didn't even know that it was going to come with the upgraded roller handle. I didn't know that it was going to come with the skylight system already on it.
Yeah,
I happen to have a brand new skylight system in a bag too. It was packaged so well, and being how I know very well because it's what I do. How well UPS treats packages. There's wasn't a dent on a corner, nothing. But the way Dylan puts together a package for a press, geez, it's bomb proof.
It really is. They do a good job. Curious Locutor had a great comment, man. Even though it'd be a 650 video, go back and watch some of SoCal's videos, and that'll probably help you out a little bit too.
I have SoCal's 650. like he mailed it to me. So trust me, it's really good.
Oh, there's our SHOT Show warrior, first one showing up.
Oh, geez. What's up, fucker?
Okay.
From Vegas.
Rick, go to the Dylan booth.
Do a live stream.
Do a live stream. And everyone...
Wait, just a second. Is Your Six Covered does live streams?
Only every other day for 3 hours in a row.
With sweet tea. Because if he doesn't have sweet tea, he can't survive.
Man, I gotta be honest with you, man. I am just not interested in SHOT Show at all.
Yeah.
This is probably
of the panel here. Tell me what you want to see from SHOT Show.
I'll tell you what I want to see, and mine's real simple and real fast. Absolutely fucking nothing.
I'm always curious to see what new models are going to come out. That's what I like to see, is just to see what's new, what's being featured. I mean, a lot of those guys go to SHOT Show because they're making deals and negotiating with all these companies to get testers and models and samples they can show off on their channel. That's why they go. You know,
Next.
they go to network, but then
You know, here's the
it's
thing
a
with
business
that.
trip. It's a business trip, and then you get to shoot the new stuff on range day. But yeah,
Here's the thing with that, man. I'm all good with people going out there and having fun and getting to see stuff and do this and do that. I hate the tiny little videos of, well, we're doing this interview with this person, we're doing this, we're doing that, and it's everywhere. It's blasted everywhere. It's constant, fucking day after day after day. You know, make one freaking video and call it good.
well, and all the channels have these street dates they follow when they're allowed to show off products. So once it drops, all of your favorite channels are, you know, they're all 6 guys are doing the same test of the same gun on the same day. It's just like the Olight stuff, you know.
Yeah, it gets old and gets old fast.
I would go there to meet Rick, Ray, Chris, She Fires. You know,
But you've already met them all, so fuck SHOT Show.
No, not all of them. I haven't met She Fires yet.
And
no, see, I'm not a fucking hater, dude. What I hate is all the fucking videos, constant dropping videos, pictures, bullshit, Instagram, the whole fucking 9 yards. It's ridiculous.
I got to be honest with you guys. The whole YouTube Shorts thing, and me even being a content creator, I get annoyed by Shorts. I got 3 or 4 on my channel. They weren't even made as Shorts. YouTube made them into Shorts. I can't stand it because I watch YouTube for podcasts like this, for long videos. It's my entertainment source, so I don't have to subscribe to anything else. You know, that's all I watch are YouTube videos. So
that's it. I'm the same way, man. I hate these damn shorts.
And here's the problem. Now it's monetized. It's all you're going to get because they're going to try to make YouTube compete with TikTok. That's right. Why they're doing it. So it's going to get more annoying. Yeah.
I have one video that they made into a short too, and I never did it as a short, but they made it into a short.
Yeah.
I fucking hate them. I'm sick and tired of them.
It's like
and all you fuckers out there, bald and curious, that keep tagging me in fucking shorts, kiss my ass. I ain't watching them.
So you're a hater. You're a hater because you never went to SHOT Show, right? According to Bald and Curious, you're a hater because you never went to Bald and Curious. You never went to SHOT Show.
Well, if you're not going to make a business trip out of it, then there's no point.
Let me explain something.
No, let me. Whoa, but back up. So most of the shit that comes out of SHOT Show is shit you already knew about, right? It's like, well, okay, now we get to see it actually on video, and I have never had any desire to go to SHOT Show, and I've had many opportunities. I could wear a media badge and go in there and do whatever, but I have no desire. Right? I'm just not understanding what the whole fucking point of SHOT Show really is. Like, what do you get from SHOT Show?
You network to get stuff to show off on your channel. You meet with the companies, so they'll send you T&E and testers. That's what it is for content creators that are monetized. That's why they do it. It's like going to CES, Consumer Electronics Show, so you can meet with all the big companies and you can set yourself up with stuff for them to send you for the year to have stuff to show off on your channel. That's
I don't do that. I don't.
No. I'm saying, but that's why all those guys go. That's why those guys go. I mean, I haven't gone because I work. It's hard for me to get off of work to go to that. But yeah.
Hey, Bald and Curious, I love your brother, and this comes from the heart. Fuck you.
But Bald and Curious, when I have my 45-minute morning dump, I'd rather watch a 45-minute podcast or a 45-minute truck review than a bunch of 15-second shorts. I mean, I'm in it to win it, baby. I want the whole director's cut, you know, from start to finish to washing my hands. It's got to last the whole time, you know, and if it's only 15 seconds long, you know, it's boring.
For me, the SHOT Show would be to go meet other people like, you know, just people like you, other creators I've become friends with and stuff, just to be able to meet them and, you know, visit and get to know each other a little better. But then, and it'd be kind of cool to see some new stuff come out. But the range day would be my biggest deal, you know, going there and shooting some shotguns.
But they give you 5 rounds per gun.
Because I'd be using it to test, like, okay, do I really want to buy this gun? I got a chance here to shoot it, you know.
But what you don't understand about the range day, what you don't understand about the range day is that it's a very secluded, tight group that gets to actually shoot those guns.
I've never been, so I don't know.
Yeah,
it's set up a specific way.
You don't just line up and shoot guns. Like, it's an invitation. It's a very secluded group of people. It's not just like a free for all. So that's not even a reason to go.
And the whole you seeing the new stuff and all that to a certain degree, yeah, I get it. But you can see it. You can see it elsewhere too. You don't have to go there to see it. Is it cool to have it in your hands? Is it cool to do this and do that? Yeah, sure, it is. But you know, I've been in this industry a lot of years, and I'm not interested in watching someone's video about something they really don't know a fucking thing about. And that's my point. It's brand fucking new. We don't fucking know anything about it, but they're making a video on it.
Exactly. It's like just shut your fucking pie hole and show the gun.
Thank you, right there.
Well, SHOT Show would only be half my trip. The other time would be at the casinos or whatever. So,
I mean, you can't win at the casinos. The house always wins. So, I mean, the best thing is
pretty good odds of blackjack. That's probably
Hey,
you can maybe break even. You know,
The house doesn't always win as long as you quit after you doubled your money.
Exactly, Red. There's Red. Exactly, Red. 100%, man. Look at me. Blah blah blah. What, dude? I don't care. I don't fucking care.
This is why I love this crowd right here, because y'all really aren't YouTubers. Y'all are real people that just happen to be on YouTube. I fucking hate YouTubers. I hate people that want to YouTube for the sole purpose of like being special and YouTube. But there's very few people that I'll interact with on YouTube, and y'all know who the fuck you are because I actually comment with you guys.
I've said it many times before. The whole reason I got into this whole thing back in the day was for my nephews back home, and it hasn't changed. I still do it for them so they can see what their crazy uncle's up to and all the dumb shit he does and all that. The plus side of it, I met all you fuckers, and I have an extended family.
Yeah, I mean, without YouTube, we wouldn't have a link to each other, So.
Right.
Yeah. I did it just to meet people, network people. I got to meet some great people. And one of the side benefits is when I'm on the phone, I'm talking to some service rep at some company for a gun that I screwed up. I drop one of these guys' names. They know.
I started doing YouTube because, well, I ran the internet out of porn.
Yeah. I mean,
okay. On that note, we'll start going through the room. Travis, what you got coming up, brother?
Let's see, podcast on Saturday. Chris from What the 704 is going to be stopping by to talk about a SHOT Show debrief and what he saw and what he got to do. So that's going to happen on Saturday, next Saturday at 8 a.m. Central Time on the channel. I got a cleaning video I'm dropping on Wednesday. Otherwise, that's pretty much about it, man. I've got tomorrow off for the holiday, so I'm going to probably go to the range. It's supposed to be 45 degrees. I'm pretty excited, so I want to get out. I got an AR I need to break in.
Awesome, man. Yeah, absolutely. Rick, we don't hate you, man. We just hate the BS that comes with SHOT. So that's all, man.
Rick, we don't hate on you at all, brother.
There's certain things that come with these things, that these shows and all that come out. It's nothing to do with you, man. It's just the whole BS process and what people do. But anyway, Hillbilly, what you got, man?
Yeah, I dang sure ain't gonna say I got any shorts coming up. That's for sure.
Wise man.
No, got tomorrow off. I'm finishing. I just went and totally rebuilt my backstop at my little gun range here and stuff. So hopefully finishing it up tomorrow so I can shoot some more videos. I got some in the pipeline fixing to come out, and hopefully get another try again Saturday night at doing another live, and hopefully they will get better. So just hang in there, folks. I hope everybody enjoys them. That's the main thing. That's what I want to do, is just people come in, have fun. I try to make the topics interesting. So I hope everybody enjoys it. And that's pretty much about it, buddy. And thank you so much for having me on. It's been fun. I've learned a lot. I've been writing stuff down here when you guys talking. So, reloading is definitely in my near future. So I
Awesome,
appreciate
man.
y'all.
You have any questions whatsoever, just reach out to any of us, man. We'll help you out.
Alan, what's your phone number, buddy? In case I got any questions.
Daniel, what you got going on, man?
I'm just here living life, healing up, loading a lot of bullets. All my brass is clean except for what I shot today. It's all clean, deprimed, and I'm stocking up the ammo. And we're supposed to have some good weather here this week coming up. So I'm really not planning on making too many videos because right now, the way they're attacking gas stoves, YouTube is on about something that's totally legal for me to own and things. And I can go out there and the federal government is telling me stuff that I have legally bought and owned. They want to make me felons and all this. I'm the bad guy. So I'm just trying to get my mind in my happy place. So I'm sitting down at my reloading bench, cranking out a pill every time.
Absolutely. We've had a great chat. We had some really good guests. I'm glad they could show up. And good to see you, Pops. It's been too long, man. Don't ever be a stranger, brother. We gotta have you on more often. We miss you, man. With that being said, I'm gonna throw it over to Alan to take us out right. But at the same time, with it being Midas weekend, everybody at the end, we gotta have the Midas yell.
Yeah, it's if you don't know already, at the end of every single show is the Midas yell, and it's every single show. But for this one, this coming week, don't expect anything to happen on my channel because nothing is going to happen on the channel. Okay. I'm probably going to spend the next of this week trying to dial in this flare die. And other than that, though, just make sure that you keep your magazines loaded and one in the chamber. Woo!